What's up, dudes? Rick from FightBig.com. Check it out. I put the site back up. Whatever. It's got a blog you can write there if you want to add some comments there or here, wherever. It's all good. Let's talk about Manny Pacquiao versus Timothy Bradley. Now, this was the fight that really ticked me off. The first fight, that was it. That was the cherry on top with boxing scams. I saw a man win the fight. I saw Pacquiao dominate the fight. I think, what is it, 49 press side had it scored for Pac 2, except one guy, one knucklehead, and the judges forget it. It's absolutely ridiculous what happened. I don't even want to think about what happened because we all know we got scammed. If you're honest and you know a lot about boxing, you know that Pacquiao won that fight, okay? But now these are two totally different fighters. Fast forward, 2014, April 12th, MGM Grand. We're going to see the pay-per-view if you decide to buy it. I don't know if I'm going to buy it yet because I feel I was cheated in the first one. I was cheated out of a victory for Pacquiao. Timothy Bradley had since went on after Pacquiao to go on against Ruslan Proudnikov, who, you know, back in the day, you know, he was on ESPN all the time, ESPN2. Nobody expected to see what happened, what took place in that ring. And the guy had a great war with Bradley. Bradley ends up winning the fight. Bradley was suffering after the fight. I mean, during the fight, he was knocked out several times on his feet, and those are the damaging fights. Those are the fights. He came back to fight against Juan Manuel Marquez. He won, I think, a split decision. I got the records in front of me here. Let me look around. But anyway, he went on to win that fight. But Ruslan Proudnikov took so much out of this man. Bradley wanted to prove that he beat Pac. So boxing is a mental thing. The mind state is fragile, so he wants to go to war with Proudnikov, heavy puncher, and it was a great war, but he was out on his feet several times. He admitted he slurred his speech a month after the fight. I mean, then you go on to see Pac fight Juan Manuel Marquez again, and he got knocked out. So these are two different fighters now when he meet again. But in my opinion, the man with the more wear and tear is the younger man, a 30-year-old Timothy Bradley. He's like 30 years old, Pac's 35 now. And boxing is a weird thing because it's mental and it's also wear and tear. The fresher guy for me, even though he was knocked out cold, face first planted down, is Pacquiao for many reasons, because he was knocked out cold with one punch. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. I could be wrong. It's just my opinion. When you see a man getting knocked out over and over and over and over and he's not sleeping, that's Bradley with Proudnikov. I mean, I watched that fight a few times. He was out on his feet so many times, slurring his speech 30 days later. Can he take more abuse? He doesn't have big power. Bradley does not have that big power. 31 wins, 12 KOs. So that means to win this fight, I would normally say he has to knock Pac out, which he's not going to do. My prediction is based off on what I see. I could totally be wrong, but if you look at my prediction history, and if you find me now, I encourage you to do so. You'll find out that most of my predictions are right. Yeah, it's boxing. Anything can happen. I could be wrong, but I'm looking at the way this is going to go down. Either Pac is not hungry anymore, and you know what? He lost a lot of that hunger. He admits it. He doesn't finish or whatever. People change. He's 35 years old now. He's rich as hell. Yeah, maybe he doesn't have anything to prove anymore. Maybe he's just like, I gotta do this, I gotta get some more money, I want a big future for my family. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist, but what I do know is the man that suffered more damage is Timothy Bradley. If Pat doesn't want to win his fight, and he's not hungry like he was back in the day, forget the knockout finishing thing. He needs to win. He has all the tools, again, to beat Timothy Bradley. He already beat him once. I don't care what that record says. It's a lie. It's a scam. Pacquiao is my prediction to win this fight on the cards. I don't think he's going to knock Bradley out. Bradley is tough. But if everyone's honest and fair and all goes as it's planned, as like the first fight, it should be Pacquiao wins a decision. But, and it's a big but, boxing's a weird thing. I'm an honest guy. I call it like I see it. Bradley might turn around and win this thing because Pacquiao is 35 years old, and you know he's not as hungry as he once was, and he just for whatever reason, if Bradley does, boxing is such a crooked sport where he might get robbed now. That's the ironic thing. This has happened before. I don't have the names and places in front of me, but I've seen this before. I've been watching this sport since I was a baby. the judges have it in their head, they're pre-programmed to go, Bradley has to lose, because he did lose the first one. They're watching on tape. It's not the same judges, obviously, so they probably agree with everybody else that Pacquiao won that first fight. So they probably got in their head like, we need Bradley to win. So if Bradley really wins the fight and he beats Pacquiao, he might get the decision. It's insanity. I know, it sounds crazy, but I've seen this happen. But my prediction is, my opinion is, I think Pacquiao's going to pull off a decision, a legit decision. And believe it or not, if Manny Pacquiao doesn't win that fight, in my eyes, I will tell you straight up, I'll come on here and I'll be like, hey, Bradley should have won that fight. Okay, it's happened before. And that's the way it is. I got a decision fight. I got an older Pacquiao going in there. I got an older Timothy Bradley who's damaged now. And it didn't show in the Marquez fight, but I'm telling you, if Pac lands some heavy shots on him, it's going to affect Bradley. But Bradley has to use his feet and stay out of the slugfest, because that will benefit Pacquiao in this fight. Pac is still unorthodox, still a southpaw. He still has great skills, and Bradley's a really good fighter. But I got Pac winning this fight again, like I predicted the first time. So this time, let's see if it all goes down without controversy. I hope it's not controversial. I hope we see a real good fight. And I want to talk about next, I want to talk about Floyd Maidana, because that's going to be an interesting fight. And I'll be touching on some other things later on upcoming. But check out fightpick.com. I'm going to hang this on there. I'm going to embed it. I'm still tweaking that site. It's revamped. You can leave comments. It's really cool. If not, leave them right here. And thanks for watching. For the dudes that come here and say, hey, we like to hear you talk about boxing. I love it because it's a hobby. And it's the sport I love to hate, because I think it's a really corrupt scam sport. But I love boxing. I love to watch. I love it. But the people around it, they're no good. They got to fix all that and regulate that sport. All right, dudes. Peace.